most of my life. I have a car, 2 kids, and a wife. I'll probably be here for the rest of my life. I'm living on the island. When summer comes and winter falls, the island ladies go to shopping malls. Take daddy's credit card and charge it all. They're living on an island. Oh, we're living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm just basking in the sun.
Hey, Anthony, give me a vodka. Is that your Camaro? It's gorgeous.
You know, I went to high school with Billy Joel.
Wow.
I go to Hamptons on Friday night. I party hard till the sunshine bright. Then I'm sitting in traffic on Sunday night. I'm living on an island. Yeah, living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm not hurting anyone. Ah, let's live.
Hey there, islanders. If you're going out to the beach, you better get an early start. Traffic is miserable.
Well, I'm coming of age, you know, that cage, trying to get down in 11 pounds, dancing in the dark and
Hey, we're here, man. Woo, we're living on the island.
Living on the island.
Isn't that a great song?
Dude, it's a great
That's such
song. And it fits. You look like you're going on vacation. I
Thank
love
you.
it.
You
look really
I
good.
actually have vacation coming up.
Nice.
At the end of this week. 2 weeks off.
2 weeks.
2 weeks off, yeah.
That's a good one. Where are you going for 2 weeks?
I'm gonna do things around the island. Around the island. Enjoy it on the island.
You gotta get out the maracas. And just
Yeah,
rock it
the
out.
congas.
Yeah.
Funny you should. Anyway, first we'll start. I'm Benny Rizzuti, and my co-host for this evening is Don Sill.
Yes.
My buddy, the guy that got me into. So if any of you were like, this Benny Rizzuti drives me crazy, blame this man right here. He made me his co-host on a radio show.
Back in the day. It's
25 years ago.
25 years ago.
1998, 99, yeah.
Yes, WUSB 90.1 FM. It was the Double D radio show, and we had you on there. You came in as our co-host, and it was awesome, and we've been friends ever since.
Ever
man.
since, and
Yeah.
we've done this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. We've been just
We've had
rocking.
a lot of, and my wife Nancy is not here tonight, and I know you all love her. I love her. We all love her.
I was hoping to see
and
her.
Say hi. Yeah, you're hoping to see her. Hey,
I hope
Nancy.
she's watching. If she's watching,
Oh, she'll
give
be
us
watching.
a heart, Nancy, if you're watching right now. Give us a heart. We want to see it. Oop, there it goes.
I don't know. Since when did a heart look like this?
Yeah, she's giving us middle fingers. Where did those come from?
No, but
Nancy's the best.
yeah, no, she's great,
Yeah.
and we have so many guests on tonight. Nancy was just going to do the opening and then sit out the rest of the show because this is a big, very exciting show.
This is a great show, man.
It's
exciting. We got the movie. We're both in this movie.
We're in this movie, Scarred Angels, and we're going to premiere the trailer
Yes,
tonight.
the trailer looks
gonna
great.
the trailer looks great. Maybe we'll show it twice. We'll see.
should.
Our guest for tonight is Greg Criticos,
The creator, the star,
the creator, the
writer.
star, the
Yeah.
writer, one of the co-writer and co-producer. The other co-executive producer is Robert Gianakis. Wow, good
Right,
for
I
you.
said it right. Yes, Robert
Robert
Gianakis.
Gianakis, yeah.
Great
I
name.
already forgot. I was going to call him the Iron Giant. I don't know.
No, it was. I got to work with Robert not only on the film because he produced it, but also in a scene with him where he played a mobster. And yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about that. And I had to confront the mobsters and all that stuff.
And talk about, what this movie's about with the Scarred Angels.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Don has a big role. I have a small role, but I was cast for my looks.
Well, I was cast as Fat Man.
Right, you're the fat man.
So I had it had me lose some weight. I forced myself to lose weight. I was like, man, I'm being cast as the fat man. So I've lost some weight since then. But yeah, it was an honor to be a part of it. Whenever Greg calls, I answer because he always has a great opportunity. And yeah, man, and Criticos, props to Greg Criticos.
Yes,
he's a great dude, great comedian. And a visionary and just a creative person, and he gets things done. A lot of people talk the talk, and then there's ones that actually walk the walk, and Greg walks the walk.
And I've said this in the past when Greg has been a guest on the show, that Greg is the only person who won't take no for an answer. He's like, All right, pick one of these 2 dates to do stand up, and you're coming. You're doing the show because I don't do stand up that often. I do it a few times a year. So Greg's like, I don't want to hear nothing. Pick either this date or the other date, and you're coming on.
Right.
And it's always fun.
And if you don't,
He
you're
has
gonna
fun
get
shows.
he'll break your legs.
He'll break my leg. Or do worse. Wait till you see the trailer. Wait till
Yes.
you see the trailer.
Oh yeah, there's the whole thing. They I'll
yeah,
save this for when he's on
Save
here.
this.
The story.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a while, and what have you been up to?
It's always great to see you. I've been up to just a lot of stuff, working on all kinds of different projects, doing the podcast that I do, Donversations. You can find that on Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up or Gov's Radio. Just check it out, Donversations. We got some great guests on there. All of you guys have been guests on there. I know Greg Criticos has been on a few times. You've been on a bunch of times. I'm just writing scripts myself and trying to get some movies off the ground as well. I love working within the Long Island scene, and with all the comedians. And I'm telling you, here's the thing about comedians and working with them on movies is comedians are great actors. Most of them could act, but you can never get an actor to do stand up. You know what I'm saying? Like if an actor like Tom Hanks or somebody when he did stand up in that movie, he was awful. But you get a comedian he could act just as good as Tom Hanks, and then maybe not just, but then he could also do stand up convincingly.
Right.
So it's really good, especially for some of the films that I'm working on. They're very stand up, centered.
Yeah.
So it's good to work with the comedians and again with you and Greg and Tony Walker and all the other people that I got in my circle that I've been working with.
And speaking of comedians, and right now Governors has the laugh off all summer.
Big Long Island laugh off.
The last round one is believe tomorrow. Today's what? Oh no, the 23rd. I believe it might be tonight. It's this week.
I think it might be this weekend coming up because I think Andy Plagianos is the last one of the first round, and I think it's on Sunday.
So first round, this week.
Yeah.
Anyway, the last show that I did with Nancy and our son Ryan made it to round 2.
Ryan,
so he made it to
baby.
round 2, and we have a flyer. We'll show you the flyer.
There he is.
And there he is. Long Island Laugh Off 2024 semifinals at McGuire's Thursday, August 15th. So that's like 2.5 weeks.
I have to
from
set
now.
up and make sure that I make it. I was unable to make it to the last one. I really want to see Ryan live. I've seen the YouTube clip that you showed of his act. I'm really proud of him. I've known him since he was a young little kid. I remember him coming to the birthday parties when all the kids were little. So it's really great to see him grow up and have a love for this industry. Not only stand up, he does movies. Whoops, there it is. There's the alarm, folks. Segment time is over, but Ryan
finish up what you were saying.
I was just going to say it's so great to see Ryan kind of take the reins and he's chip off the old block. He does his comedy, and from what I've seen, and obviously the results are in, that he's made it past the first round. I hope he keeps working hard.
He's still, he's still beginning. He understands that, but he's going about it a smart way, and he has the skills. He has, and we went with another couple, and the other couple said, "Boy, he's got a command of the stage."
Yeah,
Ryan has a good command of the stage. He's writing material. He's staying prolific. I'm very proud. I'm proud of him.
I'm very proud.
And Nancy's
of him.
proud
You
of
should
him
be.
too.
You guys are. I'd be glowing as parents, and especially you being a comedian too, to watch your son kind of take the ball and go with it.
And actually be more than an open micer.
Right.
Because that's still the joke at the house.
Right.
Is I'm the longest running open micer. And there might be older people, but I don't think they've done as many open mics as I have.
Right. No, but yeah, and Ryan's is off and running. He you could tell he wants it. He has a good command of the stage, and and that's half the battle, being comfortable on stage. And then the material and the delivery and all that stuff, he's got it all. So just keep working at it.
Your material finds you. That's what I tell. If someone has the potential and they're you could see that they could be a comedian, your material will find you. If
I was to give him one piece of advice, I'd say less F-bombs. That would be the only thing. I love his material. I love the direction he's going in. Just this is only based off that one clip I saw. Where he's at the stand.
Right.
just less f-bombs. Ryan, if you're listening, you're doing great. Just less f-bombs. That's it, and I think you'll do great.
His material itself is clean.
Right.
He does clean material.
Right.
But yeah, he does it, you know.
Because he's into it. He's in the moment.
Yeah, he's in the... And he's got the energy.
Right.
He's very high energy,
Yes.
my son.
No, I think he's fantastic. That'd be my only...
Great. No, that's great critique right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, now, since we have the audience in suspense, let's show the trailer for Scarred Angels, premiere of the trailer, and we'll bring up our two guests.
And see if you can tell which one is me. I'm just kidding.
I found the fat man.
You found the fat man? This is great fucking news.
Yeah, I found a fat fuck and he's sitting on a whole bunch of fucking diamonds.
Look at this. My two favorite people in the whole world together at the same time in the same room.
Give him this.
What? Are we playing cards now?
Is there a window?
Right now.
You too, pal. All right? Sure. Salute to $1 million, ladies.
Yeah.
Tell me when is a good time to start. Tell me. You tell
It's
me.
never a good
Why
time.
not? Why? What's going on?
Stop
what is
that.
this?
Stop it. What are you doing?
How come I've never seen you before?
You're telling me once we walk out of this fucking bar, we're gonna go grab the fat man?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
And you got everything laid out already?
Laid out, set up, ready to roll.
Fucking guy. The fuck? You open the fucking door for me? You stupid motherfucker. Hey, dummy, let's move.
What's up, fat man? I say we take him inside.
Fuck! What the fuck are you guys doing?
Where the
Yeah, let him in. Got to take a closer look. We're in business, fellas.
Therapy and all that other shit wasn't for us. We did what we had to do to deal with our pain.
Yeah! That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Wow, awesome.
We got Robert and Greg with us now.
How you doing, buddy?
Yes, how you doing?
Well, it's great to be back here again with you guys, man. Two of my favorite people from Long Island, on a serious note. And so really quick, I just wanted to say congratulations, you lost weight, man.
Oh, thank
so
you
I
very much.
motivated you, calling you a fat man.
Yes, being cast as the fat man.
There you go.
I was like, I have to do something about
By
that.
the way, I lost a lot of weight also.
Yeah,
You look great,
fantastic.
yeah.
Dude, I lost 103 pounds.
God bless you, brother.
Yeah, I put some tape over my mouth. I'm just going to follow your lead, ask me the questions that you want me to answer, but I just want to say thank you for having me. You guys knocked it out the box, really did, and I loved working with both of you guys. And I had, when I'm writing, I write a character, but what I also do is that I kind of vision the actor or comedian that's going to play, because I've hired a lot of comics, obviously, in Tomorrow's Today, and the Connie Show, so many comedians. And when I did Scarred Angels, I wanted to, just past that. I don't want to be only comedy. I love drama. I've written a lot, and acting is one of my favorites. And so when I started writing this, I had two people in mind. Benny, playing the jewelry guy, the Jewish jewelry guy, because I had seen a picture of him one time with a bean. I said, "Oh my God, this is so great!"
He's convincing for sure.
I forgot my yarmulke. I was gonna wear it today. I forgot it.
Right, yarmulke.
I had to buy a yarmulke.
Yeah.
Or it's not even. It's called a yarmulke or something. A mamaluke. I was a mamaluke with a yarmulke.
Right. And you obviously, but we're gonna talk a lot more. But and welcome to Robert. Robert is my co-executive producer.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for being a part of this.
Yeah. And
How long do you two know each other?
We're like family. I grew up with his cousins. I knew his dad very well. His father was like an uncle to me. For many years. And his cousin Jerry and Christina Mancuso, And one of my best friends is married to Jerry and Robert. And I never, out of his whole family, his brother is the only one that I never really got close to, but I know his dad very well.
Oh, my father would go to his father's
Shoe
shoe
store
store to get fixed,
Yeah.
and he charged him one time a nickel. And he wanted to get mad why he was charging him so much
For taps, yeah, he told me the story. It wasn't a nickel, it was 32 cents. Get that
32
right. So, yeah, his father used to tell me, he goes, I went to your dad, and he said 32 cents, and I was like, that's it? And my father was, my father was a soccer player, professional soccer player in Greece, and, very successful, very well known as well. But he played soccer at a time where they didn't pay people. So we immigrated to the United States back in 1971. And after his career in Greece, he started playing soccer. He was very well known, very, very, I mean, I dare to say famous, but he was very, very well known, my father. He's one of the best soccer players in that town, to give you an idea, he played for Panayalio, which was a very big national team, and Olympiacos wanted him to play, but he stayed in Panayalio because he stayed to be close to my mom. So to give you an idea, it's like playing for the Angels and the Yankees wanted you.
Oh, wow.
So my dad, and he played soccer for many years, and then we immigrated to the United States in 1971. I used to play baseball. He's like, baseball, the World Series. Only America and Canada is in there. Why they call it the World Series? He goes, it's not like World Cup. Cool, you have everybody.
The World Cup.
The World Cup. You guys call it the World
Series.
Series. Are you serious? He used to be like,
a lot of soccer
Europeans,
fans say that, though.
Yeah, they get mad.
Yeah.
He's like,
They're
why they
like,
call it the
what
World
world?
Series? What world? Them and Canada. And Canada always loses.
No, but what a blast it was working with you guys on this film. Got to meet Robert. He played a mobster in the movie.
Yeah.
At first, when I first met, I thought he was a legit mobster because he looks the part. I was like, when Critic goes, he's bringing in the real deal.
Bringing in the real deal. There we go.
And I had him and Brancato. They sat there, and we're not really going to give it all away. But in the trailer, what happens is they're waiting for somebody that he's not going to make it. And so I started writing this a long time ago, and it was time, between the Connie Show, Tomorrow's Today, doing a lot of comedy, stand-up comedy. I wanted to cross that line, Benny. I don't want to be known only as a comedian. I love comedy,
Right. Yeah.
but I love drama, and I love writing dramatic stuff. So I said it's time, and I sat there and I wrote. And I was thinking about who to put in there, and when I had met Don, when I went out to the island and I went to a screening, and I saw Don, and it just registered in my head. I had it all along. And then just before the show, we actually started filming, he wasn't happy, about the trunk situation, which is great. I get it.
So they put me in a trunk, and I was just paranoid about being locked in the trunk.
Yeah.
Especially it was an old car, like an old model, like a classic car, yeah. And I was
Will
afraid,
it open?
Yeah, will I get jammed up and will I be trapped in
so
there?
he had all this fear, and,
Yes,
and I didn't know how serious it was until he spoke to one of my producers, George. And George goes, Don's really feeling uncomfortable. And I was like, get him on a fucking phone. Hey, Don, listen to me, man. What's the problem? Like, Craig, I got this thing. It's like, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And he goes, maybe me and Ben could switch. I was like, what? Are you out of your mind? Switch roles? No.
I'm glad we didn't switch roles.
Yeah.
Because I love the part that I played, and we pulled off the trunk scene. Got in the trunk. You saw it in the trailer.
It's in the trailer.
Yeah, and they never shut me in
never
completely.
shut
They were
down.
all professional and good on there.
Yeah.
And being claustrophobic, man. Like,
No, I get it now because I saw the fear. Boy, he had this look on his face, and we were shooting nighttime. We're shooting over at Beechhurst in that area, and we had a beautiful house that we used. And then later on, we used another beautiful house for the interior shots. So the locations were like all the people. Shout out to everybody with the locations: Peter Zafiris, George, and Mike with the car, the dealership. All the locations were amazing. And Noah can't be here. Noah Forrest. Shout out to my co-star,
Noah Rock.
Forrest.
Good job.
Yeah, he's your
Noah.
co-star in the movie.
Yeah. So he's actually on set today. He's filming a feature. But everything came together with this movie. It really did. And Yanni was our DP and our editor,
he was
and
amazing.
Mike Richard Williams again. Mike just got into the industry, and him and I have been networking, and he directed The Shoemaker's Son. He directed The Connie Show. Shoemaker's Son is a one-man show, obviously. You know,
Yeah, great.
And now, and I called him and I said, well, how do you feel about directing this? He goes, Greg, you know, it was written already. Everything was great. And it all came together. And I was really happy because everybody came together. It just peaked, and all the actors and all the extras that we used, but to actually watch this unfold right before my eyes, it's a real treat. And now we have original score, you know, with William Barnett. He's our composer, and all the music is all original.
That's
And
awesome.
we
That's
have,
awesome.
Greg Post did the piano, so we have an amazing team. And we shot with a cinematic lens and all that, Yanni, and it just came out so great, you know, and I'm happy about
I just
it.
want to say one more thing about the trunk stuff. So when I first called Greg and I told him about the trunk, he's like, listen, all we're going to do is we're going to tie up your hands, we're going to tie your feet, we're going to put tape on your mouth, and we're going to put you in the trunk. What's the big deal? I'm like, wow, I'm claustrophobic, man. That's a big deal. But I also want to say, Yanni, he gave me the strength to get in that trunk, because he just jumped right in there with his camera. He's like, close it all the way. Like he was like showing me up. Like he had to block him in there. He was fantastic. So
There's
God
a
bless.
scene.
He's the cinematographer,
Yeah,
right?
He's a cinematographer.
He gave me the
he's
strength,
brilliant,
yeah.
but there's a scene where, you know, we're going to watch the trailer again, I guess, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll
Yes,
put the
yes.
trailer
So
on
what
at the
happens
end.
is, you know, when the trunk opens up, and I'm like, hello, fat man. He's in, obviously, because that's the angle. So
Right,
you got to
he's the
see he's in the trunk.
POV.
It's him.
So
yeah.
he's like, close it, don't run, leave it a little bit like this. And he's looking at him like, I don't know how to show
Yeah, I'm
this.
looking at him going, all right.
I'm
like,
claustrophobic as well,
Yeah.
so I know the feeling.
Right.
But my problem was, as a kid, I used to goof around.
Right.
So I was at a friend's house. They had one of those junk cars in the backyard, right? So as a joke, I jumped in it. One of these friggin' Mama Lukes sat on it, and then they started pouring water into it and messing with me.
That's kind of what happened to me. It was a coffin, though. My friend's
A
father,
quote.
for whatever reason, had a coffin in his house. So everyone was taking turns getting in the coffin, and then when I got in it, they fucked around, locked it up or whatever. Kept me locked. I'm like,
Why do people do that?
yeah, that's
So,
that's
all right. Anyway, now back to Scarred Angels.
Right.
How did you come up with this idea? Was this
Okay,
just
so very simple. You know, as a creative writer, I was always a big fan of the movies as a little boy. You know, I just love movies, and to this day, I'm still a big fan. I go to movies has changed everything for me, because when I watch movies now, I study them. I study the takes, the angles, you know, all types of shots, you know, the length of the takes, all that stuff. So, you know, originally, you know, I wanted like the camera to do long takes, and Mike and I were kind of like thinking about close-ups and shots and this and that, which it all worked out fine. But the storyboard kind of came up with, I wrote this thinking of a dear friend of mine that, you know, he's in my life today. I don't want to mention his name, but we grew up together, and our lives kind of separated a little bit. You know, he went away for a long time, and I was out, and I was doing whatever. So I took that part of our lives, and I just do a little creative. So the character Noah, he comes in and out of my life all the time. Like, even though we have friends that are close to us, even though we don't spend time with them, they just pop up, you know what I'm saying? So that's the character that I built on. And he was a very, as young kids, 2 kids, the fat man, you know, I don't want to give away the whole story,
Right, yeah.
but the fat man was very abusive towards him. So when he turns around, he says to me, he goes, you know, I got the fat man. So the story is that, you know, he robs something from him, and before he gets taken away into custody, Noah, he gives it to me, and I use that to open up a business, and it was a diamond. So that's a little bit of the story. So the story really blossoms.
Yeah, no,
And
I
he
can't
comes
wait.
out of nowhere, he pops out, and then I have Angela, which, you know, my Angela is her real name, and she plays my girlfriend, you know, and she's afraid because every time Noah comes in my life, I mean, Punchy comes in my life, she's afraid, you know, so that's why she gets okay. So Punchy and Lippy. A lot of
Punchy and
people
Lippy,
want to
yeah.
know how I came up with Punchy and Lippy. So the characters, they were little kids, they always played cards. And every time Punchy would lose and Lippy would be like, Gin, bam, Punchy would punch him. Hence Punchy and Lippy. And in the end, the voiceover, when you're going to hear it, it kind of explains it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I love the fact that, you know, it's a, you know, a little bit, it's a very dark, obviously, it's a dark short.
Yeah.
But, you know, the characters have been, you know, abused, then they didn't, therapy wasn't for them, like it says in the voiceover, But overall, I took it, I just massaged it, and I needed the right people, and Robert came aboard helping us out with the executive producer stuff, and you played an amazing diamond guy.
Thank you.
He
Thanks.
plays perfect role because his drunken was out of this world. And Alex,
It looks good in the trailer itself.
yeah, when they
love
see the movie, they're gonna really get excited because and I think the trailer was great too. We really
The trailer came out fantastic.
fantastic.
We'll show the trailer at the end. We'll end
exactly.
the show with showing the trailer one more time.
We did an interrogation scene where Lippy and Punchy are interrogating me.
Yeah,
And that scene, you see a little bit of it in the trailer, I think, but that scene was so intense. And we did numerous takes.
Yeah.
Every take, though, was like,
Yeah.
man, I'm telling you, these guys, him and Noah, like, just brought it out of me, like, and it was just great. And sometimes it's that when you get in the moment, in the scene, and just everybody's in it, locked in.
Yeah.
Man, it was strong.
I didn't meet Robert until today.
Right,
So he
well,
wasn't there when
Robert was
when I
with
did-
us at Jimbo. Shout out to Jimbo's and Martha.
Yes, Jimbo.
That place was
Right.
great.
Amazing.
I love that spot.
And we had all these wonderful actresses, and Joanne was there, and Despina was there also. All these she helped me. Despina, she was the girl that was next to Noah, and she was like, I seen bigger. It was so much fun. We had so much fun with the diamond thing. But he was like arrogant, and he was like, yeah, $1 million. So that's the character.
Yeah.
He has no idea that, holy shit, his past is about to get him. And that's why when I came up with Scarred Angels, on the tagline it says, because your past never leaves you. So, and it worked out fine, the shooting, everything. And like I said,
Yeah.
he hit it out of the park, you hit it, and it was fun.
But what I was saying was, I didn't meet you. I just did. My scene was like the last scene that you shot, right?
Right, well, you're the money guy,
I'm
we
the
had
money.
to-
So it was just me with you and Noah. But as you said, Greg and Noah brought it out in me as well.
Yeah, you did
Because
great, both of you guys.
they were like two tough guys,
Yeah.
and I was the fence. I was fencing the die, and they were two tough guys. And we
Well,
could,
you still try to shortchange us a little bit. Fellas,
Fellas, yeah,
you
they-
see the movie, they try to shortchange us. The character was just perfect.
it fit 'em.
And he's like, come on, we got a deal, fellas.
And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what is in it.
Oh.
In that, because that scene was kind of long, because then they said, all right, you can ad lib. We're gonna leave. You can add. So I kept ad libbing stuff. So I don't know what's
Nice.
what's staying in the movie. And now is the movie complete?
Yeah, the movie's maybe about 92% complete now.
Awesome.
Because, putting everything together, and like, Don, you're a filmmaker, all parts have, when I started writing Tomorrow's Today, and I started working with Frederick Strappel on that, and I met Sean Young, which I love Sean. Sean's great. And because in that movie, I got to meet Kelly LeBrock, Burt Young. I had scenes with both of them.
Yeah, that was great.
So,
Great
Sean,
movie, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Tomorrow's
So
Today.
Sean Young said to me, Greg, there's 3 ways of making a successful movies, and hundreds of thousands of ways of having a bad movie. You could fail so many ways, but you could only have a successful movie by doing 3 things. And I was like, what is it? She's like, first you have to write it correctly, then you have to shoot it correctly, and then you have to edit it correctly. So when you have all those 3 compartments and they all come together, that's how you have a finishing product. So writing this was fun for me, the characters, everything, and then shooting it, Yanni, we got some great shots, and we wanted that dark cinematic look, and that's what
Right.
we used. We used that, that lens, and his camera and everything. And the
great.
characters, again, like, we were like really intense going after him. We were yelling, and he was like, again,
It was
he
great,
blows
man.
it, and
I
at
can't
one
wait. I really can't wait.
Yeah,
to,
at one
and it's
point-
going to be, just so people know, it's going to be in
Well,
the
hoping
festivals.
August, yes, it's going to be in major film festivals all over the place. We're going to start off with New York City. We'll get in film festivals, and we have high hopes for this. We want to put it in film festivals across the country, and we know we're going to do good because we've had a lot of feedback. A lot of people love it, so yeah, it's going into major film festivals. But when we have it in New York City, we're going to invite everybody. It's going to be a packed
Oh,
house.
awesome. Yeah, no, I can't wait.
Oh, absolutely.
No.
And then we might even talk to you about having it out in the island as well.
Oh, for sure. Let's set it up. We could
Yeah, set up
something
that theater if you can.
Yeah, that's where we just were there Tom DiDario's film was in that
Oh,
same
you
theater.
saw that?
Yeah, the same
Tom
theater.
Dario, yeah, he was in it. Yeah.
And what's the town? What town is that?
I don't know.
Well, what's her name was in? That's how I met. She's in the movie also. I'm sorry.
Tea
Teresa?
time?
Tea time?
No, not Teresa. Teresa's not Scarlet Angel. She's in Connie.
Scarlet Angels?
What's her name with the Harley, man? I'm sorry, I feel so bad right now. I forgot her name. She was in with us. Remember filming? She's from Long Island. She's a comedian. She does the library show.
Oh, yeah. What's her? Oh man, I can't.
this is
Why
bad.
can't I think of her name right now?
I have no idea.
She has a show.
No.
She's great. She's with the Plunger.
Man, she's great. How can we forget her name?
She's probably watching.
She's probably
too.
watching
Yeah,
and
she's
laughing
gonna be
right
so
now.
mad.
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't.
She's yelling at it
Look
right now.
Hopefully she's watching.
was-
She'll
well,
type it in there.
She
for-
kind of sets you up. The fact,
Yeah, right,
That's right, because and she rides a Harley too.
Yeah, she's badass.
How can we
man.
forget
Yeah,
her name?
I
So you're
I can't think of her name.
She's
But,
gonna kick your ass for not remembering.
She's great. She's I've known her for a few years now. She's
I
fantastic.
met her at your film festival.
Yeah, that's right. She was at the table of the film.
So
festival.
I got to do this right now.
Yeah, we gotta
feel
figure out-
so
yeah,
bad
me
right
too,
now.
'cause why can't- I'm drawing a
so
blank.
yeah, we're drawing a blank, and here it is.
We're gonna get it right now.
Right now, we're gonna get a name. Julie Carrion.
Yes, Julie.
Julie
was
what?
Julie Carrion.
Yeah.
Carrion.
Julie
She's
Carrion.
in Connie, the Connie show, and
Yeah.
she's also
I don't
plays
know
the
her.
maid. She plays the maid.
She's the
You know,
she was in that scene. She came. Well, I don't want to give it.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But I met her at the film festival when he was screening.
So anyway, poor Robert's sitting here
Okay.
and
that's what he
not
does. He
talking.
sits there,
Yeah,
he's quiet. What else?
All right.
Quiet. So, how did you get involved? Greg came to you and said, "I wrote the script and it's great," and you read it.
We've been friends, like you said, friends, family for forever. I've been going to see his comedy shows, doing everything. I've been supporting him for everything.
Yeah.
Comes to me, sits down and says, I have a movie we want to start making. I says, I'm on board. I'm done.
Done.
So that's all you have to say. He wants to do something. I stood behind him through the comedy, through everything. I knew when a movie was going to come out.
And
I stood behind
And
him.
you didn't
Robert-
read the script? Or?
Didn't have to.
None.
I
He
knew
just-
I could trust
That's
him.
great.
That I
Well,
knew.
I explained to him what an executive producer is also. So in case people don't know, they're the big boys that fund the movie. So
Right.
Robert and I got together, and he gave me some funds to put the movie together because there's no way you're going to shoot a movie at this caliber without money.
Right, yeah.
So I said, "You're going to get an executive producer credit," and he was like, "Whatever." You know what I'm saying? He's always been supporting me. His
That's
beautiful
great.
wife is here also.
Yeah.
She's sitting there
Shout
right
out to
now.
my wife, Carmen.
Yeah.
Remember, I mentioned you first. I mentioned you first. Remember that. It's all about him. Remember?
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, and he was like, "Greg, let's do it." And then we didn't talk for a while. Then I sent him the trailer, and he was like, "Oh my God, look at this movie!" He was like,
I was so shocked at how once everything came through, I was.
And
there
then you
doing
had a
something.
part for him in it.
"Oh yeah, he got all dressed up. He plays one of the wise guys,
one of the
and he's
wise guys.
waiting for the wise guy. But the wise guy is kind of talking to him for a little while. Well, half of his body anyway. But anyway,
Oh,
He's convincing as a wise guy. He just has that look. He just has that-
Great.
He gives you that
when you
mean
see
look.
So, when he gave you the trailer, you weren't in it yet. You didn't do the movie yet.
I was in. We had that scene already shot.
Yeah,
And then he showed me a trailer, and I was in shock how amazing it was turning out. I knew it would always turn out good if Greg was going to be involved with it.
So, have you seen
oh no,
the
he has
91%?
No, I want him. What's good about this? When shooting a trailer, you take pieces that you put the story together, and then you leave a lot of the meat and potatoes for people to see the movie. So that's
Right.
part of the meat and potatoes. But it was great all around. He played a perfect role because as a kid we grew up with a lot of these nice guys, as they're called, the
Yeah.
cousins that are covering themselves. So he played the role perfectly.
He brings that joke up, the Sicilian parade joke. I don't usually have to wear a jacket.
You might have seen his cousin on Channel
Yeah.
7. There it is.
Mom, bring me
So,
sauce.
right, so we did
Right,
that,
yeah.
but he right away he said, "Greg, I want to be part of this," and again, I know him all my life, and it came together, and I want to give a shout out to George because George is in Greece right now,
George,
getting
he was
locations,
awesome.
and
George Ross.
George, good job.
him and I are writing a feature right now, and it's we're not at liberty to discuss it, but it's a pretty big deal because we're going to be going to like parts outside the country in this next feature. We'll be
Now
going-
George was the co-writer. In
No,
the,
Scott, I'm the only writer. I'm the writer. What's his name? Got a little bit of the writing, the story, and that was Noah. Him and Noah and I.
Oh, you
but I
and
wrote the
Noah,
screenplay.
yeah.
I wrote the screenplay. I kind of pitched it to Noah. I said, Noah, I have an idea. Noah got back to me, and Noah's brilliant also. And we just started, feeding it, and I started writing it and sending it out, and he played a great role. He plays Punchy. He's very dark. Punchy's very dark, and he's got a lot of resentments and all that. And
He kind of scared me. He
He's an intimidating kind of.
Yeah, it was
No,
intimidating. I was like,
no.
maybe this guy isn't really an actor.
No.
No,
He might really want to kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, if I don't do a good job, maybe they'll never find my body.
Did you notice the ring that he was wearing?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
notice that it's a ring that's like, a whole thing. And when he gets in the car, see, that's what I love about movies. The beauty of movies, this is what I love about movies, is that maybe 100 years from now, when we're all past and we're all together in heaven, whatever, some people are going to see this and they're going to be like, holy shit, because we live forever in movies.
Right, yeah.
That's the beauty of movies for me.
Yeah, same
We're
here.
all going to live together.
And they'll probably say, why did Greg want that idiot Penny Rizzuti to play a Jew?
Did he say the word?
Am I allowed to say that? I
The
don't know
thing
what-
is, forever, like he said, you live on forever. So forever, when people watch it, they're just going to think you're Jewish.
I'm a Jew.
Yeah, forever.
With that being, all right,
Yeah.
fellas, and you try to shortchange us.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just what they're going to
No,
think.
no.
But he played the perfect role. And then I got to say this: when you called me and you told me, I almost had a panic attack. He goes, Greg, maybe I could just switch the roles with him and put this guy in. I said, Don, are you out of your mind? And George was like, relax, Greg, calm down. I was like,
No,
what do you
George was
calm
great.
down?
George talked me off the cliff for sure and assured me, and everything was great.
Yeah,
but
George.
I do want to say too, one of the great things about that film and some of the locations is having Astoria kind of as a backdrop. Having that, I mean, I live out in the woods out
Right.
east on Long Island, where it's just farms and vineyards.
Right.
To the personality that you get in Astoria with the train trestle and the people and
Yeah.
the lights and just the energy that's there,
Yeah.
just adds so much to all the scenes. So even if you're just outside on the phone talking, to Punchy or to Lippy, or just that alone has so much character because of your environment.
That particular scene, it's funny you just mentioned that. We were waiting. Yanni, the DP, he calls it special hour when the sun's about to go down. That's the perfect time to actually film. I forget what the term that he uses. He calls it special light time, whatever.
Right,
and we
yeah.
shot that with no lighting or nothing. So there's a shot that I'm actually, Punchy is waiting. In the background, you could see the tracks.
Yeah.
And I'm walking towards him, and I have something special. And then across the street is where we're waiting for the fat man to actually pull up. So it all played perfectly, because when I wrote this and I started, and I was breaking it off. This is the first time that I actually wrote a short and broke it off in pieces. It was fun because I would break off scenes and I would send you the scene.
Right, yeah.
Then I sent you your scene.
Yeah.
So it was all numbered the way it was done. The only scenes I didn't break was that when we did the mop scene. It was very simple. But the actual meat and potatoes, the scenes, it was broken off. So in my mind, we had the time and everything. So it was perfect because we were waiting for him, and he pulls up, and then he goes into the place, and he comes out drunk, and he did a great
That's
job.
a great, what
the
I've
way he
seen.
kicks, like the cone, and the cone was there perfect because Mike and I, the director, turns around and he goes, "Fucking great! I'm gonna have him kick the cone." Like, I don't know if he had him or he did it on his own, but it worked out so good. But the best part was Alex, the chauffeur, because he comes out and he goes, "Come on!" It's so real, and when people see
That was
it,
great. No, it's in the trailer. We're going to show it again.
yeah, and he gets so excited and angry, and he just like, you guys, again, I don't want to keep it, you guys nailed it out, everybody, and even Angela, my co-female star that plays my girlfriend in it, and she hadn't acted for a while, and I contacted her, I said, listen, I think you could play this role, I really do, and she's like, I don't know, Greg, whatever, and, in the slap, excuse me, she slaps me, and I was like, slap me harder, will you slap me harder? She's like, but the way she did it, and then I was confused. I was like, should I do the scene over it? But sometimes when you go back and try to do a scene over it, it could just
Right, it could alter everything. Yeah.
off. So
Yeah, how do you feel about like a lot of things? Because I know throughout, I'm a fan of film as well.
Right.
And there are some directors who like 1 or 2 takes, and that they feel the more takes, the more you can. Then there are like Stanley Kubrick would do 30, 40 takes. Betty Davis was an actress who loved to work with William Wyler because he did a lot of takes.
Right.
So some people like a lot of takes, but some people feel that
2, 3 takes and you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I like, a lot of people I've worked in the past, they said to me, Greg, you're like a 2, 3 take guy. You do it and you're believable, and I'm grateful for that. But me in my head, as making a film now and producing, and, I want to direct also. I've directed the cartoon. Mike and I kind of directed Scott. Now, when you learn, and you as a filmmaker, when you say action now and the camera starts rolling, you don't have to start right away. Because when you're doing it in the editing, you need that little space. So it's like if I'm like standing like this, and this is all part of the process of the takes and all that. So if you yell out action, I don't have to go into a scene right away. I could take my time a little. So if you were to say action, say action.
Action.
And from there, I was walking down the block, and I didn't know it was that. So I give that little space, because that little space is going to help with something that you need to put something together when it comes to editing.
To have a
Because
little
if you start
space.
right away, you know what I mean? It kind
Right.
of, so all these things that I'm learning as a filmmaker and things that I vision and stuff like that, it works out fine. You know what I mean? I like it, but it takes, like I said, studying the film. So before, action, you go into the action, I think that you should always just wait a little bit, give yourself a little space, and then go into it, And Leonardo DiCaprio was doing that a lot in The Wolf of Wall Street. There's actually a scene where he's like this, frozen, and it's live, and Scorsese yells action. I forgot if it was Scorsese, and then he's like, you think he's frozen, but he's not. He's like, yo, man, what's going on? So it's like you give that little space. So when you're in the editing room,
you could,
you could cut
match
and
it
you
up,
could match it up
yeah.
and do all that stuff.
And before now, it's digital, right? Now it's not film anymore. It's digital.
Well, years ago, editing was like scissors.
Right.
and-
No,
and-
but what I'm getting at, back then, they would like have the camera rolling for a while before you went in, because
Yes, rolling.
rolling
action.
and then start the scene.
So
Yeah,
that's why they say rolling. So the camera is taking, what
is
I'm saying?
rolling and then action.
Right, and then, but even after the action, you could take a little time. So it's all like, especially in the editing. Like I'm editing Scarred Angels with Yanni. So
Right.
being in the editing is fun for me, because I get to see it unload and everything,
That's
and
great.
watching you guys, like, in the beginning, and then adding the color and all that, and seeing the fear, like in Don when he's in the trunk, you can see the fear in him. And that's the reality of it, because not only was he acting it, but he felt there was something about him, and so that got pulled out, because he liked being in the trunk, and that made it even more intense and more realistic.
Yeah. Look, he's afraid just right now.
tied up and everything.
And your character and his character, and then the character, but it all came together, and I'm really happy.
My character, he told me, he said, you're shortchanging us. You're
Well, that's because it was the way I had the character written is like, he doesn't want to give the money. He's like, okay, fellas, like,
Right, he's
no.
trying to pull.
And there's a scene where we actually go, no, and he's like, yeah, and he had the money ready, I said, he had it ready.
And I think the one thing was I had to make the cases look like they were, because at first I was like, and they're empty.
Well, we were supposed to shoot that scene in a warehouse. So I had a warehouse out in Brooklyn that we were going up the steps and all that, and then at the last minute that fell through, and then Mike, the owner of the car, he has a body shop. That's where we shot it. The body shop.
That's his
And he
car.
was nice enough, and then Mike turned him on. He goes, "Greg, this is brilliant, man." He goes, "We're gonna exchange diamonds and money in a body shop. This is fucking awesome." Because in a warehouse, there's always strange shit going on in warehouses. Body shop, and you're in the back and you're looking
like
at
legit,
it.
I'm looking at the monitors.
Like, let him in,
And they're like, going, I get let him in. Like, I know, I'm doing something underhanded in the body shop. I like that.
And Benny's a good actor too. He knows how to turn it on, and I've seen him.
I'll never work with him again. That's it. It was a one-time deal. I'll never.
No, this is actually my first movie that I.
But you did that one short at the restaurant.
I did, yes. The first movie I was ever in was my son. My son graduated from Five Towns College for film and television.
Right.
So his project, his final project, was a movie which really good called Service, about working in a restaurant. I was supposed to be just a customer that had to give nothing written. I had to give the waiter a hard time.
Right.
And my son said, "Dad, order." He said chicken and waffles. I thought he said chicken waffles. So I told him. So I was like telling this guy, no, kept making fun of the way, and the whole crew was in the back falling down. I can show that. I'll
what was
air
great
that.
about it was that you kept it straight.
Yeah.
And you were serious. You were like,
I was serious.
What's chicken waffles? Like, where it was almost like
Yeah.
intimidating. Like
Can't
you
you
were
just
intimidating
get-
the
yeah.
yeah.
And I was making fun of the kid. I'm like, do you know that I used to be a bartender, and I probably got your parents drunk so that you were conceived, and I did all. Said you were conceived.
So this is actually the first movie that you're part of, like a legitimate movie.
Yours, yes.
That's great.
But the first one, my son got a lot of compliments, but they're like, "That's your dad. That was your dad in that scene." And
So this is your second movie.
and my son was laughing, and then he said, "I don't think we need to do another take on that. What do you?" And the whole crew was like, "No, that was good."
Did your
But
son,
I forgot about
Did your
that.
son see the trailer of Squad?
Not yet.
Oh wow.
I'm going to show him. I didn't because I didn't have a chance. He's busy with comedy.
Gotcha.
We
Oh,
need
he's a
somebody-
comedian.
He started doing comedy now. He does videos. Right now
sketch comedy?
he does videos, but no regular videos for like construction companies. and
Oh,
stuff.
okay. So yeah,
So
that's
so
right.
he's working in his field.
In his field.
You know, he's not making a movie, but he's working
If
in
he
his
ever wants to
field.
do stand up, let me know, Benny.
And he's
I'm going
sure.
on Broadway, yeah.
And he just started the past few. He says since January, he's been hitting open mics and
I see him at the
writing new
stand.
material.
He's getting into Manhattan, right?
Yeah, he's going into Manhattan. He's been doing shit. He likes it there better than Long Island. But,
I've spoken this. It's easier to make people laugh in Long Island. I think the crowds are like, I don't know, they come
Yeah,
out.
because they want to laugh
right.
the locals.
In a lot of the places in Manhattan, when you're doing the professional circuit, like New York Comedy Club, if you're doing strip, if you're doing Broadway, if you're doing these independent produced shows, and you're trying to pull people in, sometimes these people are like, what the hell, it's a comedy show, and they're not really laughing. Like,
Right, they're not there for
Right.
the comedy. They're just there.
I've
for-
had
yeah.
people from Germany. I didn't know until the last at the end of the show. I was like, "Did you guys enjoy the show?" They were like, the whole time they're still like this. They didn't even speak English. They just came. I don't know how the fucking people sold them tickets. They sold them tickets because they're
Cash
Barkers.
and that's it.
And then one guy
Give me
one guy
money.
said,
Buy
"We
some
are-
drinks.
We are from Germany." And that's all he knew. I was like, "Where you guys staying?" "We are from Germany." "Did you guys eat some pizza?" "We are from Germany."
what club was this?
Broadway Comedy Club.
Now, this is my son pointed this out to me the other day. He thinks the Broadway Comedy Club does good afternoon shows because people who are here from another country hear Broadway,
Right.
and they think that you're giving them tickets for a Broadway show. So they think they're going to a Broadway show, and then they go back to their country and say, "Boy, that was the worst Broadway show I ever saw in my life."
Nobody sang.
It was one
Wasn't it?
guy, no singing, no
They
dancing.
should have caught a Broadway Got Talent, Greg Critico show. That would have been happening.
There you go. There you
You know what
go.
I'm saying?
There you go. Now
He's been busy. He's been very busy lately.
You're
He's got-
very busy
with
now.
The shoot,
Yeah.
the one-man show,
One-man
Connie show.
Connie show. We
And
got
now
Scarred Angels.
Scarred
and,
Angels.
we're not in liberty to discuss it, but, very excited. Like, George, like I said, he is in Greece. And, we're scouting. And, next spring, we will be filming in London.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
you're not supposed to discuss
Right,
it. You're going
right.
to tell us the whole thing.
And they're gonna need both of us to
I'm
go.
just saying the locations because it's a real deal and we got a real,
Wow,
a real budget.
cool.
So in order to shoot in London, you have to have a real budget.
So-
But we're excited. But George and I are co-writers in the script that we're writing. And October 31st, we will have.
Can you tell us anything about the story? Is it
I'm
serious?
writing for 5 mobsters that are not from America, and that's the challenge for me. I love it. I'm actually writing for British gangsters.
Oh,
wow.
cool.
There you
Very
go.
That's
cool.
why I'm sporting.
Nice.
This is a
Look at
gentleman
this
right here,
outfit.
Colin Farrell. I am the Greek gentleman. And of
Remember,
course,
I'm
Benny's
like-
gonna make fun of my outfit. He's like, I think I saw these curtains somewhere, right? I was like,
Yeah.
Benny.
I thought the last time I saw that outfit was in Caddyshack.
Colin Farrell
Rodney
wore
Dangerfield.
the same suit. I forget. I think it was called The Gentleman.
I think it was The Gentleman.
You
Now
know
I
what I'm
remember.
saying? And it was about,
It's
British
a heist
gangsters.
movie too.
So I'm kind of getting into my own, because I'm fucking very excited about shooting in fucking London.
I remember.
Can I get any more excited?
The Sill name is English, so if you need an Englishman, a real
We'll
Englishman.
be working together for many years to come. I don't know about this folk right here, but yeah. I can see Benny like, hello, Gray. Hello, Benny.
Cheerio.
Over here, Cheerio.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah, but
Cheerio.
really
You want the diamonds?
excited. But we have the Connie show, and your Tony
Now-
Walker is in.
Yeah, Tony
Don't
Walker.
fuss,
Shout
call
out
Gus.
to
He's
Tony.
such a pain in the ass. If you're watching
Hey,
Tony,
Have peanuts. I feel like a friggin'
but that's just
mortified
it. You advertise them as peanuts, and they're cashews, Benny. I like peanuts. You're giving us cashews.
Cashews are better than peanuts.
No, I'm a peanut person. I
Yeah,
love peanuts.
I heard that about you.
He's always attacking.
Yeah, he's-
unappreciated. No great. That's it. He's done.
He's done. You're done.
Done.
You're getting the knees broken. So you want
Anyway.
to show the trailer?
Yeah,
one more
well, I
time?
just want to say one.
Yeah.
You do all this, and you also have an open mic on Thursdays.
Yeah,
You run an open mic.
I give people opportunities.
Hardest working
Benny.
man.
That's
And
what
you do, and so
I
do
know.
I. I give people. I've gone through so many co-hosts. Finally, my wife had to step in and say, "Listen,
I wrote
you're
a
making a fool out of yourself."
Scott Angels is a dramatic thriller, okay, and I got comedians in there. I got Godzilla, I got you.
All right, so let's show Scott
Yeah,
Angels
Scott
again.
Angels.
Let's show that trailer.
All right, let's see the trailer one more time.
One more time.
They found a fat man.
You found the fat man? This is great fucking news.
Yeah, I found a fat fuck and he's sitting on a whole bunch of fucking diamonds.
Look at this. My two favorite people in the whole world together at the same time in the same room.
Give him this
What? Are we playing cards now?
Is there a window?
right now.
You too, pal. All right? Sure. Salute to $1 million, ladies.
Tell me when is a good time to start. Tell me. You tell
It's
me.
never a good
Why
time.
not? Why? What's going on?
Stop
what is
that.
this?
Stop it. What are you doing?
How come I've never seen you before?
You're telling me once we walk out of this fucking bar, we're gonna go grab the fat man?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
And you got everything laid out already.
Laid out, set up, ready to roll.
Fucking guy. The fuck? You open a fucking door for me? You stupid motherfucker. Hey, dummy, let's move.
What's up, fat man? I say we take him inside.
Fuck! What the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah, let him in. Got to take a closer look. We're in business, fellas.
Therapy and all that other shit wasn't for us. We did what we had to do to deal with our pain. It wasn't. Benny, you're falling asleep on us. Your phone is ringing and you're blaming other people. It wasn't me.
I don't know
He's
what
checking
happened.
it again.
I'm checking to see who
I
called.
love the best part is, hey fellas, we're in business.
I kept doing that over and over again. We're in business, fellas, and I had to be all happy. Yeah, and then I don't know. I'm gonna give I don't know if this scene made it, but they walk out. And I said, "Great, now I'll make a killing. It's just me and my little friends." And I was looking at the diamonds, and they like that. I don't know if it's still in there.
The director, Michael, what was the
Michael Richard Williams.
Michael Richard Williams did a fantastic job. Great to work with Michael. He's an actor's director. He's directing the acting and he sees it.
He made me feel so comfortable, and he added to, and he was like, I thought they want me to play a Jewish guy. I thought oy vey, and he was like, no, we don't want any of that.
Right,
No
yeah,
stereotype, just
Right,
be
yeah.
yourself, be a regular
Michael
guy.
studied with the action, with the actor studio. He's an MFA, and he's an action guy. Like, when I was working with him, and Connie, and he's like, where's the actions? Like, he wants the actions.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
because, and then he'll be like, Greg, what are you thinking of right now? Like, what's on your mind? Like, so he's a actor's director, director's actors, where he gets into your mind and
Right.
he starts talking.
He knows how to, because there's other directors that are more like the camera. They're more interested in the cinematography of it.
Yeah.
But I like a director who is for the actor, who knows how to pull it out of you.
That's great. And anyway, we're down to our final 7 seconds.
So anyway,
I want to thank you all.
Yeah. So
Greg-
Amazon Prime, and we're going to be on Amazon Prime like tomorrow's today, and we have high hopes for the, obviously Scarred Angels, and we are Summer Stories being launched. So it's coming, it's all coming together, and we're very excited. It's going to be on major film festivals. And George, you're in Greece. I love you, buddy. I can't
Props
wait
to
to see the
George.
locations you're getting. And London, here we come. We're going to be filming.
I want to thank all my guests today.
Thank you.
Robert Gigantor, Greg Krakatoes, Don Salee, and I'm Benny Rizzuto. Yeah, someone asked me the other day, are you related to Phil Rizzuto? So you know what I told him? I said, yeah, but we changed our name to Rizzuti because he's such an embarrassment to the family.
You should have just said, "Holy cow, no!"
Holy cow, no. Yeah, I should. But I said we changed our name. He's an embarrassment to the family.
Well, thank you for having us. And now everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
We should have put you in the trunk, Benny. That's the way.
Thank you all for watching. Thanks. I hope you had as much fun as we did.
Yes.